Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahawah, and his son's name is Yahawashi, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as were the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalio, and this video is on the chariots of Yahawashi, which are written about in the scriptures, in the Bible. And these chariots are in this world called UFOs, right? Because right now you have the wicked that are in rulership, who are these Edomites, these so-called white people. And as they are the wicked, they commit wickedness. They do everything that is contrary to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahawashi. And a part of their job, as they have been created to do, is to deceive the world. And they have deceived the world for many different things. And one of the deceptions that they've put out there is that what we see in the sky, which are the chariots of Yahawashi, they call those aliens. And they have put a deception out there in the entire world about the idea of aliens and alien spaceships and the look of the aliens and all of these things. And what has been happening is that because we are in fact in the last days of the rulership of the so-called white man, the biblical Edomites, Yahawashi is showing all kinds of great wonders and effects in signs, right? As it says in, to paraphrase, in 2nd Ezra chapter 9. And one of the things that we've been seeing are these chariots, and they have been photographed and videoed by the people of this world, dare I say all around the world really, of them manifesting themselves. And they have been showing themselves in, the most beautiful and spectacular of ways, for those of us that do believe, because we know that these are the chariots of Yahawashi, which are the vehicles that the angels travel in. And how do I know this for sure? Well, the only answer I can give you, for those of you that may encounter this video, is that it's because I simply believe. It is simply my faith. I believe in Yahawashi, and the Spirit beareth witness with my spirit, right? And so once I believe in Yahawashi, I believe what is written in the scriptures and what's written in the Bible. And when I read it, and then when Yahawashi gives me an understanding of it by way of having teachers who have been set up to teach us, to edify us, right? I believe what I'm taught, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, and that's what it all comes down to, right? And I myself, I have seen them as well. So I've been taught it, I've learned as well, because I believe in this truth. And then I myself have seen the chariots in the sky. I've seen them mainly in the night. You see them traveling, going across. If you look up, many times I often look up hoping to see them. And I did see them recently as well. I saw two in the sky. And also, I traveled overseas, and I was in the plane, and this is what I believe, because while I was in the plane, I was looking out the window and hoping to see a chariot, being up there. And I was observing, being so high in the sky, I was observing and I was looking up and everything. And I remember seeing like something, I can't even really describe it except that it had a somewhat metallic look to it, You know, the same kind of images that people have, you know, taken, and the videos recorded of the chariots, you know, of them. But I saw it, and I remember it was moving, and then it moved quickly, you know. And then when I saw it, I was like, this to me is not one of Esau's flying crafts, because, you know, the look of it, the shape of it, the speed in which it moved, and all of that. And that was in the daytime. So, you know, I've seen it, I've witnessed it as well, and that adds to my faith, you know. But here it is that we have breaking: U.S. government confirms alien invasion. So we have a deception, the continued deception by Esau Edom, to continue to perpetuate their lies of saying that UFOs, you know, that the chariots of Yahawashi are these so-called UFOs, and they are apparently looking to continue to feed into that narrative, you know, letting us know what time it is, because they, you know, the frequency in which the chariots of Yahawashi are showing themselves, you know, it's coming to the point where Esau Edom is being forced to have to address it. So let's watch a little bit of this video.
And your first question was if China or Russia. If Russia owned it, they wouldn't be battling in Ukraine. It'd be over. Putin's ego, it wouldn't have happened. China, they would control us. Even they pretty much do now, but even more so. So that goes back to my original premise. It's either something that's extraterrestrial, or something that we have in our skunk works that we are reverse engineering.
The last 5 weeks, we have continued to cover whatever it is that's happening in the skies all over the world. Mysterious drones now being reported over parts of 50 states and in countries across the globe. And if you followed this story even just a little bit, you'll realize that what people are seeing and recording, this is not stuff that comes from this planet, and the complete silence on this topic from our government has only added fuel to the many theories that are now circulating right now on the internet. Dr. Stephen Greer is back with us. He's the founder of the Disclosure Project. Dr. Greer has been consistent with us for weeks that there is a disclosure coming before the presidential inauguration, which now leaves us with 10 days. Dr. Greer, it's great to have you back. This is where we are right now. A flight crew on a commercial airplane recorded this large orb in the skies while they were at 17,000 feet. And now people, we mentioned this a week ago, are reportedly getting sick all over the world from this granular, mysterious fog that's being seen all over the place. Right. Does this disclosure happen next week? And if it does, how does it happen? When it starts happening, how will we know?
Well, it'll be all over the news. It's good to see you again. I just heard an hour ago from the, we call the NOC, he's a non-official cover aerospace intelligence community, a senior operator from one of the key black sites, 2 black sites out in the western United States. And they are preparing to do this next week. I don't have an exact date. They intend to not only provide their testimony of operations, he's been there almost 30 years, but also the evidence and other details. Now, he's been involved in 2 things. One is the testing and the surveillance of the man-made UAPs that have been manufactured out of the Lockheed Skunk Works and Northrop Grumman complexes out in the high desert. Okay. The other is the targeting of non-human craft. Some would say extraterrestrial, some say alien. The words they're using now is NHI, non-human intelligence, and the downing of those objects. So he's been intimately involved. I've been at his facility, and that is on track. Now, keep in mind, so much of what is being seen now is sort of a decoy false operation, sort of trying to intercept what he's going to be doing and what we've been doing for some time.
But there's no way, Dr. Greer, we've talked about, there's no way all of this can be a false. It's all over the world now. It's being seen over cities in India.
Is this the best survival game ever made?
Welcome, players, to the post-apocalyptic world.
Oh, God.
Oh, the ads.
Cities in India, cities in South Korea. It's just the coordination that would be required to do something like that. Mm-hmm. I think it's beyond the scope, unless there is something going on that I'm completely unaware of, which, of course, is a possibility.
Good afternoon, my name.
Yeah, you see, they said it, man. It's a scope in which it's happening because of the frequency in which the angels which are traveling in the chariots are showing themselves. You know, Esau Edom's hand is on being forced by Yahawashi to address this. And of course, it's going to be more than likely, and I can confidently say most likely 100% continued deception. They're not going to come out and say, oh, these are the chariots of Yahawashi. If they do, but I don't believe they will. So we'll see how they continue with this narrative, this whole alien invasion thing and stuff. But it lets us know what time it is, as well as everything else that's going on in the world, we know that salvation is close. Okay, but let's get into the scriptures regarding the chariots of Yahawashi. So let's start in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1 and verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the mist thereof as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. Right? So this is talking about the so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of Yahawashi, and it's referred to as a cloud here, and it's being described, right, by the prophet Ezekiel, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, right? And out of the mist thereof as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. So let's go back to YouTube, because brothers be posting shorts, man. Okay, so remember the description in Ezekiel chapter 1 that I just read. Okay.
Thousands of drone-like objects have been spotted in the sky, with the first sighting reported in New Jersey.
Look at it.
Scientists have
Look at the
identified
color.
these phenomena as structures of plasma and magnetic fields, known as plasmoids. These mysterious formations have even caused U.S. government drones to crash when attempting to approach them. The exact cause and origin of these plasmoids remain unknown, leaving experts baffled.
All right, let's go back
As
to
structures of
this.
plasma and magnetic fields reported in New
This
Jersey.
one. Okay. The scriptures say the color of amber. Amber color. Look at it. You see? Everything is intentional by Yahawashi. You see? All right. Now, here's another one.
This is it for us.
Hold on. Let's look at this one. Well, it's the same image right there, right? Okay, and then this right here, posted by the brother Qadar Shapat 144, and he refers to Ezekiel the first. See? It's the color, man, the color of amber, as it says in the scriptures.
Exactly as it was written in the Bible.
Right? And yeah, because it's the truth, man. And then here you have some brothers who saw chariots, right? The brother GMS North Carolina 7773, UFO orange chariots fly over house. Yeah, and these are the ones that, I frequently see or have seen like this, right? And that's all praises to Yahawashi. So it is true, man. And then it says also out of the mist thereof. So out of the mist thereof, right? Thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And this is talking about the angels, the description of the angels, right? So you have the chariots and the angels, man, and the angels travel in those chariots. Okay, and it's referred to a cloud here in Psalms 68 and 17. It says the chariots of Yahawashi are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. So it's referred to, or they are referred to as the chariots of Yahawashi. Right? So sometimes They're referred to as, a great cloud, but these are the chariots of Yahawashi. Okay. And then we can go to Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 13. And it says, behold, he shall come up as clouds. So clouds were mentioned before. And his chariots shall be as a whirlwind. There it is again, the chariots. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us, for we are spoiled, right? So the description here to further bolster the point. And then in Zechariah chapter 5 and verse 1, it says, then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Right? So a description by the prophet Zechariah of the chariot, describing it how best they could describe it when they saw it, the same way how earlier when I tried to describe the one that I saw while in the plane, as I believe it was a chariot that I saw, I described it as best I could, right? And yes, it was in fact the shape of a roll, as it is seen many times in all of these videos depicting so-called UFOs, right? And in Isaiah chapter 66, and verse 15, it says, for behold, the Lord Yahawah will come with fire and with his chariots, right? There it is again, like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire, right? Because judgment is coming. We're in those days, man. And so we're at the end of days. And so prophecy is at the forefront, and prophecy will come to pass. And the mark of the beast prophecy, which is the microchip, is on its way. The World War III prophecy has already started, right? It's at the beginning stages. And the War of Armageddon is going to be happening soon over there in the so-called Middle East, right? The famine of the word prophecy is on its way. The judgments of Yahawashi is spoken about in 2nd Ezra chapter 15, 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Those are all coming. And with the end of World War III will be the destruction of America, which is Mystery Babylon the Great. And when it is that those missiles, right, are on the way, Yahawashi is going to return, and Yahawashi is going to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel from the four corners of the earth, and 1/3 of our people from America, and 2/3 of our people shall perish and die, as it says in Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. Okay, so Yahawashi is going to return and deliver the elect of the nation of Israel, but those that are not a part of the elect of the nation of Israel, of all people, are going to be destroyed there in America, the 2/3. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahawah plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahawah shall be many, right? So there's big judgment that is coming. There's mercy and judgment that will be happening when Yahawashi returns. And in Salakiel, 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 1, it says, the prophet Ezra saw this, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Right, so this is talking about the return of Yahawashi. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. Right? Because America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, but as well Yahawashi will be aiding in that destruction. The chariots of Yahawashi, the angels, are going to be aiding in that destruction. They're going to be destroying America as well, setting it on fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was a gathered multitude that Salakil, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. And I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. And so that's the chariot, man, that's referred to there. That is the great chariot that Yahawashi will be traveling. Well, it says, and flew up upon it. Okay. So, but I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. And that goes to show you how large this chariot is going to be, that he couldn't see the end of it. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Right? Because what's going to be happening is that the heathen nations, when they see Yahawashi return, they are foolishly going to try to fight against Yahawashi. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. All right, so yeah, man. The chariots are going to be returning to create havoc, man, and judgment with Yahawashi. Okay, so there is a deception coming. Well, more deception, you know, and we'll see. We'll just wait and see, because they said that they'll be addressing this before Trump is put into office. But we'll see, man. We'll see what moves the devil makes. But being rooted in the scriptures and being rooted with your faith, you know that whatever it is that they put out there, if you are part of the elect, right, you will not be deceived, as it says that, to paraphrase in Matthew chapter 24, they can't deceive the elect. So the elect will always know and be able to discern as to what is occurring. All right. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Shemishai, Basham, Kodesh, Shalom.